Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to this episode of Astros Baseball. On this episode, we're going to talk about the Astros versus the Royals. We're going to give you our Ram shirts, players of the series, take a look at what's next, and also the standings. Probably not in that exact order, but by we, I mean myself and Stadium Steffi. Steffi, what's up, buddy?
What's up, friend? Man, living my best life. Went to the pool today. It was a good Sunday. Beautiful Sunday. Nice and sunshiny. And we're about to talk about other good things from this Sunday here in a little bit.
Yeah, Sunday was a good day and it was a day we needed. So, as always, I went to church. My wife was feeling sick,
Oh,
so I went alone. That's how
oh,
much I love church. I'm going to go by myself. And
love that.
and then I went shopping. I wanted to buy like a casual pair of shoes
Okay.
because the shoes I wear to church are pretty dressy, even though they're
Yeah.
like tennis shoes and they're super comfortable. And so I bought some. And I believe, and you can let me know if this is true, I'm officially old today. I
Did you
bought
buy New
Skechers.
Balance?
I bought
Sketcher?
Skechers slip-ins. We're slip-ons. You just slip
I
your feet
love
in
that.
there. That's what
I
I bought.
love slip ons. Slip ons are so comfy.
Yeah. That's what I got today. I
I
don't
love
know.
that for
Am I
you.
officially old or not? I don't know.
Just like, I think it's just part of like the dad fit, but you are a dad, so it makes
That's
sense.
true. I'm a granddad.
You,
I
you are a granddad.
also,
That's valid.
I woke up really early today and I straightened
Really?
up the garage a little bit because my wife
Ooh.
yesterday worked on the garden and she took a bunch of stuff to the backyard.
Nice, nice.
So I don't know if I told you this, but I had bought a big old 8x10 or something like that. Maybe it's
Mhm.
7x5. I don't know. Don't want to exaggerate, but it's artificial turf.
Ooh,
And so I cleaned a nice spot out by where the door opens in the garage, and I laid that out, and I put the two rocking chairs there. And I went looking for a table today, but they want a lot of money for these little tables that you put between two chairs. So I call it my garage oasis.
I love that for you. This is really random, but also kind of relevant because obviously we're going to be playing Detroit here this upcoming week. Did you know that in Detroit there is a man-made like little mini beach in the middle of downtown?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, my friend told me about it when I went to Detroit because he was working. So he was like, and it was a day game. So I was like, well, I'm just going to go find stuff to do downtown. And he's like, there's a little beach in the middle of downtown. Granted, there's no water, but it's like sand and like little chairs. It's pretty cool. It was
Wow,
fun. And then there's like a cute little bar right there too. So I went and had some drinks before the game. Oh, it was phenomenal. I loved it.
that sounds fun.
Yeah. It's the Detroit Oasis, I guess.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to get into these games, but first we got some news. Astros lose a series 2-1. Spoiler alert. Uh,
We have
but the
news.
Astros get the win in Game 3, and this is after 5 straight losses in Kansas City. I guess they had only lost 3 in a row. And Steffi and I know it's more my fault than hers, but we did say they struggle. So it's either we jinxed them or we actually know what we're talking about.
Probably a little bit of both, if we're being honest.
A little
We
bit of both.
manifested it, but we also just knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, because I'm sitting here like we're going to talk about a royal butt whipping. Wait a minute. We struggle over there. Okay. We were right, but I mean, it was a good win. But
Uh-huh.
when we talk about the game, folks, it's not as bad as it looks, except, I mean, you got to score to win. You got to score to win.
Yeah, exactly.
This young man who we just talked about last week got it wasn't his debut, but it was his debut this season, I believe. Went 2 scoreless innings. Pretty excited about him. He's on the injured list. I'm talking about Forrest Whitley. I mean, this guy cannot stay healthy.
Rough stuff for Forrest, but
Yeah. And it's his
what are you going
knee.
to do? I
At
know.
least it's not his arm.
I know. Thank goodness it's not his arm this time. And
Yeah.
fingers crossed it's something that'll he'll bounce back from quick. But man, it's tough because he finally has a good outing. He gets out there on the mound. You're excited to see him, and then the next shoe just keeps seeming to drop for Forrest Whitley. And, you're hoping that you can get him back sooner rather than later after his outing the other day. But we have a couple other guys who are very much on the verge of being back too. Lance
Yeah.
McCullers, my parents got to see him in Corpus this past weekend. And was signing for everyone apparently. So my parents got pictures and autographs with Lance McCullers. He is not a myth, folks. He is real, and he may be back soon.
Yeah. Yesterday, he threw 5 innings, 3 hits, no runs, a walk, and 7 Ks. That was next
Oh,
on the
nice.
list, and she had no idea that that was
I
the
didn't
next
even
topic.
know. I didn't even know
Wow.
that was in the notes. Look at us
It
go.
was. It
Look at
was
us vibing.
it was on the 3rd line of the notes.
We love it.
Because
We
as you
love it.
know, I always have notes. Look at
He
that.
does
That's a
always
lot of
have notes.
notes.
He has a lot more notes than I do. This is my
Oh, yeah.
notes.
That's called being organized right there.
You do always do the rundown of the games, though, so makes for a
Yeah.
lot more notes than what I have.
That's true. That's very true. So let's talk about the games. Let's see. We got game 1. I'm gonna try this here. Look at that. Game 1. We got little game 1 stats running
Oh,
across
we
the
love.
bottom, folks. Uh, Wes Nasty pitched on Friday. In the bottom of the 5th, Isabel sac fly. Bottom of the 6th, Renfro sac fly. The Astros didn't score and they lost 2-0, and we lost on 2 sacrifice flies. That is crazy.
Insane, actually. It's wild. You know, like you said, you can't win if you're not hitting. And the Astros, God, I think they were 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position, barely had anyone on base the entire day. It was just a rough outing for the offense. Um, I think it was obviously a very winnable game. And I think that's going to be the theme for this whole entire weekend is every single game was so winnable. They were all close, and the Astros' offensive struggles just kind of continue to rear their ugly head a little bit. I think you see, obviously, with Jordan Friday, Saturday, still having a bit of a rough time, still not able to bounce back. Obviously, he did bounce back today, which was exciting to see, but when your guys who you're used to being so consistent are struggling, it makes it hard for the rest of the team to catch that spark. You depend on them for a little bit of that pick me up. So it was a little bit of a rough game. Wisniewski did not pitch awful by any
Mm-mm.
means. Pitched great, I think, in my opinion. Had it to a place where it was still a winnable game.
Yeah. I think all 3 of these pitchers pitched good enough to win the Ram Shirts pitcher of the
100%.
series. They
I
all
was
3
going to
pitched
say the
well
same
enough.
thing.
All 3 of them. Wes Nesky, 5 innings, 8 hits, and only 2 runs. He didn't walk anybody, and his strikeout total was low. 1 strikeout. He's now 1-2 with a 3.86 ERA. I mean, when we signed or we traded for Wes Nesky, and someone said he's going to have a 3.86 ERA as the number 5 guy, I would take that anytime. The bullpen last series, they didn't give up anything, and they didn't give up anything in game 1 of the series. Okert, Scott, and Sousa, 3 innings, 1 hit, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. Paredes, 2 for 4. Caratini, 1 for 3. The Astros only had 3 hits. Those were the 3 hits, and Paredes got 2 of them. No runs on 3 hits. As you said, 0 for 3 with the runners in scoring position. They left 3 on base. Cam Smith was the other guy that got on base, 0 for 2 with a walk. Not a good way to start the series, but there's no offense, but at least the pitching is there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think great pitching can get you a lot of places. If the Astros had even scored a couple runs, gotten a couple of those guys in, different ball game, different series. But again, you got to make that happen. But the pitching is there. I think that was really, really promising to see that they kept it that close, kept it in a really good spot for the team to, again, make it a winnable game.
Yeah, and I think it was Lugo on the game first, right? Friday. He
Yeah,
was pitching very well,
he was.
very
He
well.
was incredible.
So sometimes it's not your offense, sometimes it's the pitching.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah,
But
sometimes
it
you gotta
doesn't
tip your cap to 'em, you know?
Yeah, but it doesn't seem that way when you do the same exact thing on Saturday that you did Friday.
Exactly.
So on Saturday was Framber. In the bottom of the first, Canna got a sac fly. So far, all the runs scored by the Royals was a sac fly, and then Pascantino had a solo home run, 2-0. Final score 4-0 in both games total. The Astros didn't score in either game, but what an outing by Framber! 8 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts. The bullpen didn't even pitch on Saturday because Framber Valdez is a 100% certified stud.
I mean, if you told me without any context about what our team did offensively about Framber's outing, I would have been like, "Oh, we must have won that game." Because, like, why do you keep him in 8 innings and, he only gave up 2 runs? In my head, I'm like, "Oh, we must have won that one." But
Oh, yeah.
again, beautiful outing by Fromber. Only allowing 2 runs, I think, was huge. Really good bounce back from him. Struck out 5. I mean, again, solo homer. You make a mistake pitch, a guy hits it out. It happens. Like, you know, overall, just an incredible outing by Fromber. Unfortunately, the team obviously couldn't get it together. Um, decent-ish amount of people on base, decent amount of hits, and just couldn't capitalize on it when it was time to do so.
Yeah, they didn't get dominated as much as they did in game 1.
Yeah.
In the top of the 3rd, they had 2 on with 1 out, couldn't
Mhm.
get anybody across. In the 6th inning, they had 2 on with 1 out, they couldn't get anybody across, and then they had 2 on with 2 out in the 8th. So they really only had scoring opportunities in those 3 innings, but they had them. They only
Exactly.
lost 2-0, so they need to do something about the LOBs. That was a problem last year.
Absolutely. And again, I think it's one of those moments where you need that one big hit from that one guy. And right now, especially like Yordan Alvarez, has been struggling. Christian Walker, who had a great series last series, struggled this series. Again, these guys that you expect to come through in those big moments just aren't doing that right this second. And it's one of those moments where I'm like, they're going to get there. They're going to be fine. It's going to happen. And then we're going to be looking in the rearview mirror at these games and like, oh, I forgot Jordan was ever on a streak where he wasn't getting hits.
Yeah.
And Christian Walker, I feel the same way about him. These are guys that know how to bounce back, know how to have really great offensive moments, and I think we'll see that. It's just
Yeah.
hey, early slumps, it happens, and unfortunately, we're getting a couple of early slumps from some key guys that you expect to really turn those tables for you.
Yeah, early slumps, but we haven't been more than 3 games behind the leader of the
Yeah,
division all year, so
exactly.
it's okay. I mean, we have a
Exactly.
winning record, and
It's
we don't really have
not panic
anybody.
mode.
Yeah, JP3's been doing very well, but, more on him
Oh, yeah.
later. So, Paredes went 2 for 4, Jeremy Pena went 1 for 3 with a walk, Christian Walker had a hit, DeCenzo, Dubon, the Astros no run, 6 hits, 1 for 9, way different than the first game, like I said, 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position, and they left 8 on base. So, it was there, the chances to score runs was there, definitely for sure in game 2.
Definitely.
All right, game 3, this is the fun game. Let's have some fun, folks. Hunter Brown, we didn't say it. I did a video this morning, and I said the Astros did not score runs in either game. And if anyone can bring us back, anyone can get us a win, it's the Diesel. Now, of course, Framber Valdez pitched good enough to give us a win. Wes Nasty pitched good enough to give us a win.
Absolutely.
So what I was saying, I guess, is that somehow we win games when Hunter Brown is pitching and the Astros scored. Jordan had a 3-run homer in the top of the 3rd, but in the first inning he hit one to the warning tracks, and they showed the wind, how the wind was blowing back into home plate. So he could have had 2 home runs today.
Well, and I think too, we've seen that so much from Jordan where he has one that is right at the wall so many times this season. So to see him finally get a hold of one and launch that 3-run bomb, I feel like it was a little bit of a weight lifted off his shoulders and probably everybody else's too. That, Jordan knows how to hit and he's going to have big hits like that a fair amount of times. More times than not this season, he is going to be in there for those big moments and he's going to make it happen. But again, I feel like it was definitely like a weightlifting kind of moment where everyone felt a little bit better after he did it. And like you said, seeing Hunter Brown be the guy that's pitching on the last day of the Royal Series, it made you feel like if there's someone who's going to turn it around, it's going to be this guy. He is going to right the ship. He is that guy for this team this year. He
Yeah.
truly is. He is, I mean, he's a bona fide ace at this point. There's
Yeah.
no ace in waiting. There's none of that. He is a bona fide ace. Pitches with confidence. He knows his stuff. He knows how to get out of those trouble moments. Something really crazy about Hunter that I saw when I was looking at the broadcast on what is it? Space City Home Network?
I don't even know. Space City Home Network?
I think so. I think that's what it's called now. Anyway, when I was watching the game, one thing that they were talking about with Hunter Brown is right now he has 6 quality starts,
Yeah.
which is the same amount as the entire Yankees staff and more than the Marlins staff, Twins staff, and Guardians. Like, how insane is that? That he has that many quality starts this season.
Yeah.
And again, he's not an ace in waiting. He is an absolute ace. He is a second ace. When you have him and Fromber pitching good, that can make all the difference in the world. And Nasty, he is also just, do it again. Put us in a position where we could have easily had a sweep in Kansas City. Offense again, just couldn't make it happen. And sometimes you tip your hat to the pitching like you do on Friday, because again, great outing by Lugo. But again, it could have been easily a sweep of this series, but at the very least, we had Hunter Brown to right the ship today.
Yeah.
Really put on an incredible pitching performance. Again, that no run streak finally ran out, but I mean, it was going to eventually, and we still got the win, and that makes you feel good. It makes you happy to have a happy flight on the way back home to Houston for Detroit.
Yeah. So Wes Nasty, when they included him in that trade, he's a bullpen guy and a starter. And my thoughts were like, okay, this guy's going to start. He's the 5th starter. He doesn't have to be that great. And then when somebody comes back, he's going to go to the bullpen. But the way he's pitching, I don't want him to go to the bullpen.
I feel the same way. I think it's a great problem to have that we're about to have some key guys back. I mean, if Lance McCullers can come up and be true to form how he was in, God, what was it? 2022?
2022, he was really good.
Gosh, man, like it would be amazing to see him come back to form, looking like the old Lance McCullers, throwing 27 straight curveballs. Like, give me that Lance any day of the week. I'm going to be a happy camper. But it's so hard when you have Wisniewski, who is just pitching his ass off right now.
Yeah.
I mean, again, if you had told me the 5th starter would be pitching the way Wisniewski is right now, I would be like, oh, so we're first in the division. So many things go through your head, but
He's probably the best 5th
incredible
starter in the league.
I would venture to
that I know.
probably. I mean, who else do I watch?
I guarantee it's a possibility.
Oh, definitely possibility for sure.
All right, so in the top of the 5th, Jeremy Pena drove in a run. It was 4-0. Witt had an RBI double, 4-1. Then Pena drove in 2 more runs with a double. It's 6-1 Astros, and I'm pretty impressed with JP3 the entire season. Plus, Jose Altuve gets the day off, and they put JP3 in the leadoff spot, and he delivers, and that's very impressive.
Absolutely. I mean, Benya was incredible. He has been, again, we talked about it last week, or what was it? Thursday. We talked about it Thursday, and Benya, again, was one of those guys that during spring training, he looked really, really good, and it is just absolutely carried over. I don't know what kind of tweaks he made. I don't know what he did, but he is looking really great this season, and I just hope it continues. And again, having him in that leadoff spot with an off day for Altuve and having him deliver the way he did today, chef's kiss, Espada. We love to see it.
We got to have at least one chef's kiss.
One chef's kiss every day. It's a necessity.
In the top of the 7th, the Einer got a home run, his 2nd one of the year. He's struggling mightily, but his batting average is going up. It's not like it's staying still and going down. It is going up. They answered with a sac fly to make it 7-2, and then they scored another run in the 9th, made it 7-3. But they could not catch the Astros. Jordan and Pena and Hunter Brown delivered the Astros a win and kept them from going from getting a sweep to getting swept. That kind of would suck. I didn't think about 100%. That right now, but Hunter Brown went 6 innings, only allowed 1 run. They did get 7 hits on the diesel. He walked one guy and struck out 9. I think the reason he didn't go deeper is because he had all the strikeouts. You get 9 strikeouts, that's a lot of pitches.
Exactly. Yeah, it was I mean, it was a good game to end on. Happy note, happy flight, which we
Yep.
absolutely love. And seeing again Jordan delivering, you saw Benya delivering, Yiner with the little solo homer, Chas McCormick coming in today with first of all a new look, loving the stash. But I'm a sucker for a stupid mustache. Love them. If you have a stupid mustache, please respond to this video. Just kidding, please don't. But I love mustaches. I think they're great.
Wow.
But anyway, hey, that's
Who
hey, if
knew
that's how we
that?
get interactions, that's how we get
Who knew
interactions, bro.
that?
But anyway, McCormick came in with a new look and a newfound confidence at the plate because he looked
Yeah.
phenomenal today. 3 for 4. It was wonderful to see McCormick come through that way
Yeah.
today.
I don't know what happened the series before this, but the bullpen gave up 2 runs today, and that was the first time they've given up a run in 6 games or 5 games. This is like game 6 of that, what I'm talking about. First time they've given up
Yeah.
runs in 2 series. King gave up a run and Scott gave up a run. Jordan 2 for 4, drove in 3. Pena 2 for 5, drove in 3. Paredes went 0 for 4. He did walk and score a run, and that's after going 2 for 4 in the first 2 games that we didn't win. Diaz got that solo home run. DeCenzo got a hit, and like you said, the stash 3 for 4, and he scored 3 times. So he was on. It's like if the stash gets on, we're going to drive him in. That's just how it is.
That's facts. I actually did have that written down too. 3 runs
All
in my notes.
right. Well, do you
Yay for
have it in your
notes.
notes what time it is now?
um, half past a freckle, but it is also time for a quick commercial break.
Yes. We're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with the Ram Shirts players of the series. We got pitcher, position, and rows. We'll take a look at the standings, and then up next, we got the Detroit Tigers and our former manager and one of my former, what are they called? I'll tell you later. I forgot. All right, we'll be right back with more Astros baseball. All right, we're back. I hope you enjoyed those commercials. Guys, if you listen to those commercials, you are supporting the podcast. I know some of you may want to skip it over, but if you listen to them, it helps us. It helps Steffi and myself. Thank you very much for
It
sticking
does.
around and listening to it. If you skimmed over it, maybe next time you can listen to them. All right. Rival is the word I was trying to think of. I'm sure I told you this, but I went to this school in Oklahoma called Dell City, and there was another school called Midwest City, and our school district was called Mid Dell. I went to Dell City, and Hinch went to Midwest City, and he's 1 year ahead of me.
You did
I've never
not
told
tell
you
me
that. His
this.
sister went to my
You've never
school,
told me
though. I
this.
don't know why. I
That
don't
is
know if she
so
got in
funny.
trouble, but
They're just like, house
yeah,
divided. You go to
yeah,
this one, he goes to that
yeah.
one, whatever.
The Eagles and the Bombers.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. I love that, actually. That's phenomenal.
All right. So if you are in the chat room, which nobody is today, you can win a sticker if we get the
So
trifecta.
quiet.
I
Imagine this is the
This
day we
is.
get the
It is.
trifecta and there's no one in here.
It is. It is.
I feel it in my bones. I think we get the
I do
trifecta
too.
today because I did not go off script. I didn't go off script. I did, in fact, pick one person for
I
each.
really do think we're gonna get it.
I think
I
so
mean,
too.
the pitcher might be up in the air. Like, because I said 3
Oh,
people could win it.
oh,
So which one
100%.
do you wanna start with? Which do you think I don't
Let's just
I'm
start with
not certain
pitcher.
we're gonna get
Let's
any
just
of them.
start.
Any of them. I think there's a chance we
Really?
get 0 or we get 3.
Interesting.
0 or 3.
Interesting. If you feel that
It's
way,
gonna be
then
all of them
we
or none of
probably
them.
don't have the same people. Okay, well,
All
let's go
right.
pitcher first.
Who you got?
Who do you No, you first.
I got
I started
Framber.
this.
He went 8
Oh, I
innings.
almost went
Yeah.
Framber. I almost went Framber, but I did end up going Hunter
What?
Brown. Um, I went Hunter Brown. I mean, he still had a phenomenal outing. His ERA is down. I
That's why I
mean,
knew we weren't gonna match.
how do you how do you look at Hunter Brown and the runs he didn't give up except for one? I mean, and again, just the amount of quality starts he's had this
Mm.
season. I mean, he's putting the team on his back right
Mm.
now. In total, I think the Astros have had, I think they said 14 quality starts. 6 of those have been a Hunter Brown. 6.
All right, I had to mute when I coughed there. Framber Valdez went 8
How dare
innings.
you?
The bullpen didn't even have to pitch. 3 hits and 2 runs.
Yeah,
All right, position player.
I don't know.
This is the one we may match on. Who do you got?
Maybe. I have
I have
Benya.
Benya.
Yay!
God
Go
dang it.
team.
He went 0 for 3, 1 for 3 with a walk, and 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs. 3 for 11, 3 RBIs. A lot of people out there are like, what about Jordan? But I just respect what JP3 did more. He went 2 for 5 with 3
I
RBIs in the leadoff spot with no Altuve.
Yeah, with no Altuve. I think too, I almost went Paredes too, just because I think he didn't do awful. I mean, he had a really great
He
first
did.
game. He's still getting on base. He's still
He
I
got
mean,
more
he
hits.
has probably been yeah, he's probably been one of the most consistent offensive guys on this team here to start
Yeah.
the season. But quietly, because a lot of what he does is he's not striking out at a high rate. He is very low on the strikeouts. He gets on base or he has a loud out 95% of the time. And so I almost went Paredes, but I did end up going Benya. Obviously, like you said, I mean, 3 RBIs, walked once, I think one strikeout the entire series. Paredes was the same way, one strikeout the entire series. I mean, but offensively, you just give it to Benya with that leadoff spot, taking off the burden, giving Altuve a day off, and being able to deliver like that. I think set
Yeah.
him over the edge for me.
What if Paredes would have went 1 for 4 with a home run or just 1 for 4? I might have given it to him.
I might have, yeah. I mean, he's been so consistent, and it has been so awesome to see that from him because I think a lot of people were like, "Who even is
Yeah.
this guy?" But he was so excited to come to Houston, and he was excited to play in front of this crowd, and he is delivering for this crowd day in and day out, and he is becoming easily one
Yeah.
of my favorites.
I don't want to give too much. I mean, it is important to get RBIs, but if he goes 2 for 4, 2 games in a row, and every time he's up to bat, there's nobody on, you can't blame him for not having RBIs. So
Exactly.
to give Pena and
Yeah,
Jordan a lot of credit for RBIs, I mean, maybe this guy never had a chance. I don't know that for sure,
that's true. That
but
is true.
if there was someone on second 4 times, he would have 4 RBIs and he'd be like this, holding some hardware. It's a belt now. We should
Curtis
make
just
some
wait till you
trophies and send them to the stadium. Here, buddy. At least the
change.
player of the month, right?
Well, no, you know what we'll do? I'll do my calligraphy. We'll write them a little certificate every time.
Nice.
And I'll do my little calligraphy on it with their name. Like
And
one of
you
those
go down and
certificates
give it
you
to 'em.
get in like the kindergarten
Yeah.
where it's like perfect attendance.
Do you know I got one when I went in the Empire
Uh,
State Building and I framed it?
did you really?
I
That's
need to find it.
incredible.
I
That's
framed it. I need to put
phenomenal.
it
I
right
love that.
here. I need to put it right here.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
All right, now we got the Rose. I do think we're gonna agree on this. And I'm gonna be upset because you didn't pick Framber if you picked Chas McCormick, who went 3 for 4 today with 3 runs.
I actually picked Chas McCormick.
God dang it.
I wanted to give you a heart attack for just a second, and you did look panicked for like a split second.
It doesn't even matter if you picked him because you didn't pick Framber.
Hey, look,
It could
man.
have been the first trifecta of the year.
It could have been, but you've messed up the trifecta plenty. I don't even want to hear you. We both messed up the trifecta, for being honest. But I
Yeah,
think that's the fun thing about it is that you and I, we have such different perspectives
we do.
on things, and I think that's the fun of it. That's the fun of
Yeah,
this podcast a little
that's why
bit,
we
you
never
know?
know.
Exactly. We never know. But no, I did go with Chazzy Fizz. Incredible game by
He
Chaz.
only
I think
played 1 game.
he played one game, came off the bench, was just
Yeah,
absolutely hot. off
Yeah.
the presses today. He was incredible. I loved getting to see him. He just looked so much more confident at the plate today than he has in a while. Um, and yeah, it makes you kind of like, all right, can we get him in the lineup? I mean, you have DeZenzo, who was looking really hot last series. You
Yeah.
have Chaz, you have Jake. I mean, these guys are all making great cases for their reason to be out on the field.
Yeah.
And Chaz did exactly that today, and really delivered. Oh man, he was fun today. Fun to
We
watch.
we won without Altuve and Jake, and they've
Yeah,
both been doing very well.
they have. It's insane.
If you look at it, Paredes could have won the Rose.
Yeah,
Wesneski could have won the Rose. You could have given the Rose to Framber.
I
I
could have.
mean, for us to match up on Chaz was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But you do something like he did today, I mean, that's the most Rose-esque thing you can
Oh,
do
it
to
really
never
is.
get playing time and then go in there with your stash and get
Your
so he went
stash.
from Chomp Chaz to the stash. When we go
We
back
did go
to
to the
Dyken
stash
Park
now
on Monday, guarantee you there will be people in the stadium
with
with
the
fake
Chaz
mustaches.
stash.
Guarantee
Oh,
you.
you have to.
There will be
How do you
signs.
not?
There will
How
be
do you not?
mustaches. Oh,
It's
yeah.
gonna be amazing. I can't wait.
Or so we take a
Oh
look at
man.
before we do that, if you want to win a shirt from Ram Shirts, who is the sponsor of the Ram Shirts Players of the Series, if you didn't know who was the sponsor, um, the email is astrosbaseballpodcast@gmail.com.
At Gmail.
Oh, there's a chat. My goodness. Is it tweet? Who do you
It
think
is
it is?
tweet tweet. It is tweet tweet.
Oh, man, it's always tweet.
It's always tweet
Fiesta.
tweet.
You're at
We love it.
Fiesta?
Love that for you, tweet tweet. I'm jealous. I'm
I
so
hate Fiesta.
ugh.
I hate people. I'm just kidding. Have you ever been to
Always so
Fiesta?
aggressive. I've been like once, but it's been ages. It was when I was in
Oh my
college, which is probably
gosh.
when I had more energy and more capacity for
Yeah,
people.
go when you're older.
So,
You can't really come and go to Fiesta. If you ever decide to go to San Antonio, you have a place to stay, and you don't have to get a hotel.
yay
We
me.
have 2 bedrooms that nobody sleeps in.
Oh, phenomenal. I'm in.
Oh, then we could set up
We love
a
that.
cool studio and do a oh my gosh.
Imagine.
And my wife's a good cook. What a vacation
Imagine.
weekend for you. That would be cool.
Dude, okay,
What is
we're gonna
this?
have to
I'm
plan
trying to show
this.
this thing here. I guess it doesn't show up.
Probably not.
But anyway, tweet. Thank you, Robbie Sanchez. So back to the standings. This is what I was talking about. No, was I talking about that? No, winning a shirt.
Winning a shirt. That's where
Ram
we are at.
shirts.
Ram shirts.
He's going to be on here May the
He
4th,
is.
right?
May the 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
Heck yeah.
Is the next show May the 1st? Is it a
We haven't decided yet.
yeah?
We
Okay.
haven't said when it's gonna be.
We'll
Because
discuss it. We'll
Wednesday
let you
is
know.
a day game.
And I'm on night shift. So you'll either
Ooh.
get me Thursday morning or Stadium Steffi with a special guest Wednesday night.
I will probably also be doing a Thursday if we're
Oh,
being
so
honest.
you'll either get
Probably-
me Thursday morning or Stadium Steffi and a special guest on Thursday.
It's
wonder
probably
how-
gonna be Rob Thursday morning.
I
Let's
wonder
be
how
honest.
special of a guest you could get.
Who knows, man?
So I
Probably
was
not that
going to have
special.
Mr. Lucas on, right?
Uh-huh.
And I sent him the link, and he said, "The link, it's not working. It's not working." And then, God bless him. It's like, just click it, dude. He was trying to type it all in. I'm
Oh
typing
my
it all in, and
goodness.
it's not
You're
working.
like, but why would you do
And I'm
that?
like, click the link.
Just click on it and
Click.
it'll take
I'm
you
gonna
to
put
the
it.
link.
Click this and put a big arrow. But I can get him to come on because he's up early in the morning, like
Oh, there you go.
all retired people.
We love.
So anyway, Seattle is tied for first with Texas, 15-12, except Seattle 7-3 in their last 10. They're playing the Marlins today, and Texas is playing the Giants. Houston's 14-13. We are 1 game back. Hopefully, both of those teams lose. And then the A's are 2 back at 13-14. They're playing the White Sox. And the LA Angels of Anaheim are 12-15, 3-7 in the last 10, 3 back, and they lost to the pitiful Twins today. So what does that say about them?
The pitiful Twins.
We're 1 game back. I guess if
We're
Seattle wins, we'll
1
be
game
1.5 back. Texas wins, be 1.5 back. But as bad as we're I mean, I don't know. The
We're not even doing bad is the crazy
Yes,
thing.
it's like, this is the Astros right here, we know it. It's either the starting pitching and the offense is great and the bullpen is horrible, or the pitching and the bullpen is great and the hitting is horrible. It's never all of them, but I'm okay. I think this is a good
Yeah,
year so far because
I think
we
so too.
struggle every year at the beginning for some reason. We got a lot of new guys, and I think we're doing great.
I agree.
I really do, and I'm
I
not.
think for how many new guys we have that came
Yeah,
onto this team, we have Walker, we have Paredes, we have Wisniewski, we have, I mean, a whole new outfield. We have Brendan Rodgers. I mean, so many of these guys are so new and they're still finding ways to click and still finding ways to win games. I think that team chemistry, I know I chat about this all the time, but team chemistry is huge and they're getting there. They are getting there.
all right, let me take this off. So it's so nice that I have this, mute button because
We
I
love it.
need it. I need it right now.
He needs it because he's coughing.
That was a burp, actually. All right.
Disgusting.
So next up
Just
is
kidding.
the Detroit Tigers at Dakin Park. You know who that is? That's Howard Cosell.
That
A
was
lot of old
something, is
people
what it
listening to this
is.
that knew that. 710 is Ronel Blanco. I should do the whole thing, Howard Cosell voice.
Please don't.
I thought you were going to say, please do. Oh, my goodness. All
No.
right, Ronel Blanco, 2-2 with a 5.01 ERA versus Flaherty, who's 1-2 with a 2.63 ERA. Talk about your team not scoring for you.
Rough.
Gusto on Tuesday against Olson. He's 3-1 with a 3.29 ERA. So it's Gusto and Olson. They're both 3-1, 278 versus 329. That should be a good matchup. And Wednesday's at 110. Man, that might be over before I got to leave for work.
Ooh.
110. To be determined for the Astros, but I wrote Wes Nasty because that's who it would be against Job, 2-0 with a 270.
Or do we think it's the return of Lance McCullers?
Oh, no. I think that's why they gotta put "to be determined" every time.
I think so, because
I
you don't
think but
know.
if you look at the last 2 outings by McCullers,
They
he might be coming back.
he looks like he could be ready, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Just possibly.
Yeah. I agree. So over there in Corpus, do they have that new bridge up?
Oh no, it's not gonna be up for like a long time. They're still gonna be working on it for like years.
I'm not talking about driving on it, but is it already like
Oh, it's been up. Yeah. I mean, pieces of it have been up for years,
yeah, it's humongous, right?
but it's, yeah, kind of insane. I have heard to be cautious with getting on
Cor
there.
Corpus has a beautiful skyline. If you've ever been to a Hooks game
It
before,
is
it's
beautiful.
so beautiful, and there's so much to do in the outfield. And I don't know how to get in that pool and watch the game, but I don't know if I would do it.
So you actually have to have a group. It's a group space.
Oh. But you can get in the rocking chairs. First come,
You
first
can.
serve.
You can get in the rocking chairs. First
That is the way to go.
come, first
Except
serve.
the sun's coming right at you. You need some shade in Corpus.
You do. Yeah, my parents got super lucky that they have some pretty solid seats that are fairly shaded most of the time
Yeah.
once it hits the right. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, crazy stuff. Hit a Corpus
Yeah.
game. Hit a minor league baseball game if you have not, because
Yeah.
man, is it fun.
Oh yeah. We have a minor league stadium here, Wolf Stadium.
Wolf
The San
Stadium.
Antonio Missions, the
It
AA
is.
team of the San Diego
Is
Padres.
that stadium still really sad looking though?
I didn't know it was bad, but it is. They're gonna build a new
It's
one downtown, so that's
Oh, I
exciting.
love that. That actually is super exciting. I
It
love
is.
that for them because the
That's
missions deserve better.
that's why they're not
They
a
do.
AAA team because their
Mhm.
stadium is bad. There's
Oh,
no
it's not
it's
great.
it's 200 degrees here. There's no indoor batting cages.
Oh my god.
But as a fan, when you go, it doesn't look that bad, but the facilities for the players is what's bad.
Exactly.
I was gonna say something. Oh, yeah. So we have our company I don't know, it's like they call it Family Day, I think, and
Mhm.
we go to the Missions game. They give everybody tickets, and it's like Toyota Family Day at the Missions game,
Mhm.
and you'll show up, and you'll go where your seat is, and if it's in the shade, someone's already sitting in it.
Yeah.
because you have to sit in the shade or you'll melt.
Yeah, valid.
That's it. That could have been my final thought. Just sit in the shade, you're gonna melt.
Probably is your final thought because we're almost at 40 minutes already.
I don't know what my final thought is. I'll think of it after you tell me yours.
I don't have one.
Goodness gracious.
I don't got one today.
Okay, we don't need one.
We don't need one.
Who needs a final thought?
We've like rambled so much this episode that I don't think we need final thoughts. All of our final thoughts were mixed in with all the other thoughts.
Yeah. My final thought is this. You can do final thoughts whenever you want. We've already done it, folks. Sorry.
True.
Here's another final thought. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Astros Baseball, and we'll see you next time. I did it again. I hate when I do that. We'll see you next time on Astros Baseball. That's like a lot of Astros Baseball. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.